You ever wake up in your 20s, stare at the ceiling, and wonder if you're living in a simulation run by a bored teenager with a god complex? Like, why am I Googling how to be a real adult at 2:37 a.m. while eating cold pizza on a yoga mat I haven't used since that one week I tried being spiritual? Yeah, same. Welcome to your 20s, the most chaotic, beautiful, terrifying, exhilarating, painfully awkward decade of your life. The decade where you're expected to figure everything out while barely knowing how to cook rice. Where your calendar is full but your fridge is empty. Where you keep saying, I should go to bed earlier, but end up watching conspiracy videos about how pigeons might be government drones. Today, we're diving deep into what actually matters in your 20s, not the Instagram highlight reels or the LinkedIn flexes, but the real, raw stuff. The midnight epiphanies, the anxiety-fueled growth spurts, the tiny wins no one claps for, but that quietly change your life. So buckle up, it's gonna be a ride. That friend who just got promoted, bought a house, and posts gym selfies at 6 a.m. They cried in their car last week because their cat ignored them. Your 20s are not a race. They're more like a confusing open-world RPG where no one gives you a map. Everyone's pretending they know what they're doing, but secretly we're all winging it. Your boss, winging it. That girl on TikTok with perfect skin and a morning routine involving lemon water and yoga. Winging it. Your therapist, okay, maybe they know stuff, but they're human too. The earlier you accept this, the freer you become. You stop comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's blooper reel. And here's the real kicker, no one really grows from getting everything right. Real growth shows up disguised as chaos, flat tires on the way to interviews, rejected texts, late night panics about nothing and everything all at once. That's where the magic simmers. Some days you'll feel on top of the world. Other days, your biggest achievement will be not crying in public. Both are valid, and don't fall for the illusion that everyone else has their life together. They don't, they're just better at choosing flattering lighting for their chaos. You're not behind, you're just in your own story, with your own pace. Friends, the people who were once a drunk text away now respond with, sorry, I have work at 7 a.m. Rain check. In your 20s, friendships evolve. Some fade out like background characters in a sitcom. Others, they become ride or dies who bring you soup when you're sick and slap the phone out of your hand when you're about to text your ex. You start realizing that friendship isn't just about shared memories anymore, it's about shared values. Who makes you feel seen without needing a performance? Who checks on you when there's no birthday or breakup involved? And the twist, you start making unexpected friends. The quiet coworker who ends up being your festival buddy. Your neighbor with 6 cats who becomes your emergency contact. Your barista who gives you free muffins and unsolicited dating advice. Some people will ghost you. Others will reappear like surprise characters in a reboot. And some you'll outgrow, not because of drama, but because you're evolving. And here's the kicker, you start becoming more intentional. You no longer chase people just because you used to be close. You stop setting yourself on fire to keep lukewarm friendships alive. What matters? Quality, effort, shared chaos. Friends who help you move, who remember your coffee order, who say, call me when you get home, and mean it. Also, send memes. Memes are love languages now. Remember when we were kids and thought we'd have our dream job by 25? Ha, hilarious. Your 20s are less about finding your forever job and more about discovering what you don't want to do. You might hop jobs like a caffeinated rabbit or stick with one and wonder if you're slowly turning into a spreadsheet. That's okay. Here's the deal, your first job will likely suck. Your second might suck less. You'll learn, stumble, and cry in a bathroom stall at least once. What matters? Growth, curiosity, the ability to say, this ain't it, and try again. You might intern at 24. You might start over at 28. You might accidentally impress a CEO while complaining about the office coffee. Spoiler, most successful people didn't have it figured out in their 20s either. Oprah got fired. Steve Jobs got fired. If you're not getting fired, you're not trying hard enough. Kidding, mostly. And listen, success isn't just money or titles. It's doing work that doesn't drain your soul. It's coming home with energy left for your hobbies. It's not hating Monday. And then there's hustle culture. The monster under the bed. Yes, it's important to work hard. But it's also important to rest hard. If your job makes you feel like you're sprinting on a treadmill while juggling flaming swords, maybe it's not your forever thing. Your mental health isn't worth a LinkedIn badge. Make mistakes. Ask dumb questions. Don't let job titles define you. You are not your email signature. Oh, money, the thing they never taught us in school but controls our life. Here's a fact, you're probably gonna be broke at some point in your 20s. Like, I guess I'm eating cereal with water, broke. But it teaches you. You learn budgeting. You learn the difference between want and need. You learn that yes, you do need to check your bank balance before ordering Uber Eats. There's a weird pride in surviving on $20 until payday. And also, deep shame in realizing you spent $70 on sushi when you had spaghetti at home. What matters? Learning financial literacy. Save a little, invest a little, track your spending. It's not sexy, but future you will throw a parade in your honor. Also, say no to pyramid schemes. Please, your aunt's essential oil business does not need your downline. Start with baby steps, use a budgeting app, open a high-yield savings account, understand credit scores, reward yourself, but don't sabotage yourself. And let's talk about financial anxiety. It's real. It sneaks up on you at 11:52 p.m. when you're calculating if you can afford therapy, rent, and tacos in the same week. Give yourself grace. You're not a failure for not owning a house or having a six-figure retirement fund. You're learning, building, scraping together a safety net from ramen packets and ambition. Dating in your 20s is like trying to find a ripe avocado at the grocery store. Either they're too hard, or they ghost you after 3 days. You will fall in love. You will get your heart broken. You will text you up when you definitely should not. You'll meet people who feel like home until they don't. You'll try to fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. You'll try to be someone you're not just to feel wanted. And sometimes you'll find someone amazing who simply arrives at the wrong time. And then there's the moments in between, the solo brunches, the crying on the floor moments, the I deserve better epiphanies. Turns out, those are love stories too. The twist, sometimes the most important relationship you'll build is the one with yourself. Sounds cheesy, I know. But seriously, ask yourself this: would you date you right now? Would you want to spend time with you? Instead of obsessing over the one, become someone you're proud of. Get comfortable being alone without being lonely. Take yourself out to dinner. Learn to enjoy your own company. Stop swiping just to feel something. Love will come, but your relationship with yourself, that one's for life. You know you're in your 20s when you throw out your back tying your shoe. Suddenly, hangovers feel like near-death experiences. Your metabolism packs up and leaves like a bad roommate. You start hearing yourself say things like, I think I need to stretch more. You begin to care, not because you want to look good on the beach, but because you're tired of feeling like a sentient bag of wet laundry. Sleep becomes sacred. Steps become achievements. Fiber becomes a topic of discussion. But health isn't just green smoothies and gym selfies. It's therapy. It's setting boundaries. It's staying hydrated and calling your mom. It's canceling plans because your nervous system said, not today. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. You don't need to be a fitness influencer. Just aim to not feel like trash on a Tuesday. There's a moment in your 20s when you look in the mirror and don't recognize who's staring back. Not in a spooky, horror movie way. More like a quiet, wait, who even am I anymore, kind of way. Maybe you changed majors 5 times. Maybe you quit a job everyone said you were lucky to have. Maybe you're suddenly into hiking and candles and weird niche hobbies you never saw coming. Guess what? That's not failure. That's growth. Your 20s are when you shed the labels others gave you. When you stop trying to be the smart one, or the funny one, or the one with the plan. This is the time to reinvent. Again and again, if you need to. You might go through phases that don't make sense until years later. You might try things that don't stick. That's fine. Let yourself be messy. Let yourself be curious. You're a work in progress. And works in progress are allowed to be incomplete. Enough with the crises. Let's talk about the good stuff. There are joys in your 20s no one warns you about. Like discovering your new favorite song while walking home. Or laughing until your stomach hurts with people who truly get you. There's the thrill of moving into your own place, even if it's tiny and haunted. There's the pride in fixing something without calling your parents. There's the first time someone compliments a dish you cooked from scratch. Joy sneaks in through the cracks. It lives in the late-night conversations, in sunsets from cheap rooftops, in the silence of a solo coffee shop moment. No, these aren't Instagrammable victories. But they're the ones that stick. Pay attention to them. These are the scenes that'll replay in your memory when you're 80. The quarter-life meltdown. Cue dramatic music. 1 minute, you're writing a to-do list. The next, you're crying over a dead plant and questioning every life choice you've ever made. It happens. It's normal. It means you're growing. This breakdown, it's not the end of your story. It's the midpoint montage, the part of the movie where the main character takes a deep breath, gets back up, and makes a comeback. Cry in the shower, yell into a pillow, write bad poetry, then take a deep breath and take one tiny step forward. You don't need to have a master plan. You need a moment of clarity, a little courage, and probably a snack. If I could sit across from my 20-year-old self, I'd probably start with, breathe. Then I'd say, stop overthinking every text. Eat something green once in a while. Be as kind to yourself as you are to your friends. No one's paying as much attention to your screw-ups as you think. You don't need to fake it. The real you is already good enough. Trust that everything you're stressing about now will either work out, fall away, or make you stronger. That breakup will teach you what love isn't. That job rejection will push you somewhere better. That cringy moment will be a hilarious story one day. You're allowed to outgrow people. You're allowed to want different things. You're allowed to take up space and ask for what you need. And for the love of all that is holy, drink more water. Let's break it down. When all the noise fades, here's what actually matters in your 20s, learning how to be alone and still feel whole. Giving yourself permission to fail, loudly, weirdly, and without shame. Finding your people, not perfect people, but real ones. Building a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good from the outside. Saying yes to what excites you and no to what drains you. Laughing, often, at yourself, with others, sometimes for no reason. Listening to your gut, even when it's inconvenient. Creating more than you consume. Resting without guilt. Letting yourself be a beginner. Drinking water. Seriously, hydration is personality now. You're not falling behind. You're becoming. And becoming takes time. You're allowed to be a glorious contradiction. Soft but tough. Confused but brave. Tired but hopeful. You are not late. You are right on time for your life. Your 20s are not a checklist. They're a wild, unpredictable, slightly unhinged journey of becoming. You're not behind. You're blooming in your own weird, wonderful way. Keep going. It gets better. And even when it doesn't, you get better at handling it. This is the good stuff. This is what actually matters.